past. So, hello, welcome to today's session. And today we're going to be continuing with our solid editing tools with AutoCAD 3D, AutoCAD Basic 3D. So let's get started immediately. I'm trying to create something. I'm trying to create a shape. I'm trying to create a shape like something that will hold a device. Yeah. So let's edit it using some of the tools. Now, let me just start from the very beginning. I'm just going to take this out and create a new one using primitives. So we all know the previous tutorial talks about primitives. Hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please use the chat box. You can't hear me? Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to create my file. Yes. I'm trying to create a device that a shape that looks like my file at home. We'll just make it quick as possible. So please pay attention as I will be explaining in the process. So this should be my top view. Yeah. So I'm going to create it here. I think it's about 7 centimeters or thereabouts. On all sides here, it's a square. So I'm just going to make this 7. No, not 7, 70 because it's in millimeters. 70 by 70. And the height should be 13. Yeah, yes, the height should be 13. Up to 13. Let me see. No, the height should be 12. 12 millimeters. Yeah. So I'm just going to zoom to extent to show the extent of my shape. Okay, here we have it from viewing it from the top. And now we're going to go over here to get our southwest isometric view. I'm just going to select southwest isometric. And we have it like so. So you see, it looks like a box, yeah? Can you see this? Now let's continue. If you have your knife and you notice that it has this smooth edge. Yes, that's a smooth edge. And we're going to be using a solid editing tool for that. And let's go to the solid tab. We're going to be using this, the fillet. As you can see, it shows this. So we're going to be using that to fillet round all edges. Not all edges, actually, all the top and bottom edges. So now let's do that. Select this and then go to radius, set the radius to be, it's like 1 millimeter right there. So I'm going to use 0.7. Yeah, 0.7 will work. 0.7 millimeters. Now select this. Select this. Select this. Yes. Select this part. If you notice, I'm using my X-ray visual style, so I can see through the box up to the other side, like so. Okay, I'll select this. This one should be selected also. It's not selecting, so I have to orbit to this part where I need to select it. And then I'll orbit to this other side to select it. Okay, and so we have it like so. So now I will need to go enter again to actually accept it. I'm sorry about that. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, let's go back. Sorry about that break. I had to solve something very important. Okay, now let's continue. So after selecting all the corners you want to fillet, you want to add a fillet to, you press enter, you just tap enter twice on the keyboard to select it. Here we go. So I'm going to tap again. So now we have a shape looking like so. Can you see this? Do you understand it to this point? Should I repeat myself? Can you see this? Do you understand it to this point? Should I repeat myself? So I'm just going to change this to realistic so you see what's happening there. Okay. So you see it has this filleted edge like so, and you can see it looks it's looking all nice. Now, if you have anything like your Wi-Fi close to you, there's this part here that is also filleted. Yes, all these edges, all these ones, the vertical edges, they are all filleted also. And that has a radius of about, let's say, 4 millimeters, 4 to 5 millimeters here. So I'm going to do that also. I'm going to fillet that part of it. So I'm just going to select this. Hope you're paying attention to the tools I'm using. I just used the fillet once, and I'm using it again. I started with the box. Of course, you can do that with just a simple rectangular shape and then extrude it using the extrude command or the press pull command. So please pay attention to the tools I'm using. So now I'm going to use a fillet tool again. And this time I'm going to change the radius to about 4 millimeters. And then I'm going to select these edges. In this case, I'll select this edge. I'll select this edge. I'm going to select all the edges. Select this. Of course, the last one. Select this one right here, like so. So if I'm good with it, I'll just hit enter. Now after hitting enter, and I see that, oh, the fillet is not much, it's not as much as I want it to be. Let me go over here and do this. Can't find my object. So let me just change the radius to 5. Escape. That's okay. And zoom to extent. I don't know why I can't see it over there. Let's use this. Okay. And I can change my radius after hitting enter for the first time. Change my radius to like 5. Enter. And if I'm okay with it, this case, let's see if I am actually okay with it. Okay, I'm good with it that way. I'll just hit enter again once more. And then you see it like so. Okay, so we have this in top view, and you can see this like so. If you understood this process, please type understood using the chat box. Okay, so we're going to continue again. And this time I want to create a space inside of this box so they can fit in the electrical part of it. Yes, the part where you need to fix in what is actually making the device work. So for that, I'll use the shell command. This shell command will actually create a shell covering a space. There's an empty space, just like you have your matchbox. You know, the box is covered, but inside is hollow, like you have this empty space inside. So the shell will have a thickness, just like you can add a thickness to a surface. Yeah, so that's what we're going to create now. I am going to use a shell command. Once I use the shell command, it asks me to select 3D solid. I'll select this, choose this on it. Once you select it, you see something like remove face or add on all that. If I select this top face, I will use this for an example. I'll select this top face and hit enter. It will ask me for my shell thickness. So the shell thickness, I'm going to be using 2 millimeters. So it will be 2 millimeters thick. I'm going to be using 2 millimeters and then hit enter. So you see what will happen now? I'll just go hit enter again to exit that command and again. So you see it created a shape with a thickness. And you can see like so that this is actually a shape. It looks like a bowl. It looks like a bowl. I'm coming back for you because I feel I should recap this. So it looks like a bowl actually, but it's not a bowl. It's actually a device, but I did not add the front surface, so you will see how the shell works. So you see it created this space in between it. So having said this, I'm going to undo it to go back to the shell. Okay, so now this is a device without the shell command. So now I'm going to make a shell inside. Having seen that, you know that if I create a shell, there will be a space in between the surfaces, and the surfaces will have thickness, right? If you understand this part, please type understood in the chat box. Hello, hello. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to recap this from the very beginning. Cheesy. Okay, yeah, I should recap it from the very beginning. So I'm going to undo it to that point. I'm going to undo it to that point. Yes. Okay, now we have this. We have a shape created. Why can't I see that? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's like so. So now I'm going to go back to how I created the shape. We all know that, but I'm going to repeat it this time in a different way. I'm just going to grab my rectangular tool this time and create a shape tracking this. So I'm just going to go 70 by 70, enter. So we have a shape like so. You've seen it here. It's 70 by 70. Now I'm going to add a fillet to this shape just to make it faster. Now I won't add it this way. Let me do it. Let me just extrude it first. I will extrude this shape. I don't want to make it so simple. I will extrude this shape by 12. Yeah, 12 millimeters, enter. So we have something that looks like this. Now I want to make a fillet around it. So I'm trying to make something that looks like my MiFi device. That's what I'm trying to create. A case for my MiFi device. That's what I'm trying to create here. So now I'm going to make a fillet. For the fillet command, we need to go to the solid editing tab and then select fillet edge. Then I select the edges I want to fillet. In this case, all these edges. But before that, I will need to select my radius and input the radius and like. So I want to make it radius 5. Yeah. Okay, radius 5. And I select the radius I want. This, I want this. I want that. That won't work until I orbit around to that point. So like so. And like so. Then I hit enter on my keyboard. If I'm okay with it, I hit enter again. And we have it like that. So we have this. can see it there. You can see the box. It's looking all nice. So the next thing to do is actually to create a fillet around this part here to make it smooth. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a fillet around this part to make it smooth. Hope you're following. Yes, I'm going to make a fillet around all these edges to make it smooth. And right now I am going to use a fillet command also. And then impute the radius. This time I'm going to use a radius 0.7, yeah, 0.7, 0.8 actually, make it more visible. So I select the loop part of it. So if I select the top face, it loops it. So I'm just going to select the loop and I'll select this part. I want to loop it, right? No. Okay, let's go for the chain. Yes. And select this. I'll select this edge. Yes, so you see, once you select the edge, it selects that one. I'll select this edge also. So it selects the down chain, and I use the enter on my keyboard and enter again to accept it. So you see it looking all nice. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see this? Can you see it? Do you understand what I just did? Do you understand? Please, if you understand, please type understood using the chat box. Okay. Now, the next thing to do is to create a space where we can add some things like the device that actually makes it work. You know, this is just a casing holding the real electrical device. Yeah. So we're going to create a space that can house that. So in that case, we're going to make something like a shell. We're going to use a shell. For this, we're going to be using the shell tool. And this is it. So select shell and select the 3D you want to shell. This is the one I want to shell. And hit enter. If you want to remove face, this is the option with which you can remove faces. If you select any of this part now, after selecting the 3D solid, you select any of this part, that part will be empty, like it will be taken off. So if I select any of these faces, the face will be taken off. That was what I explained the other time, so I'm just going to skip that for now and hit enter on my keyboard. So now it's asking me of shell thickness or offset distance. So now this offset distance is talking about the shell thickness. It means that, okay, you're creating a space in between, you're creating a space inside of this solid mass. Now, how would you want the thickness of the surfaces to be? For example, you have a matchbox. The matchbox is covered, but then it has a thickness. The paper itself has a thickness. That is what we're talking about here. This offset distance. Okay, so that is what we're talking about here. So now we're going to add offset distance, and now I'm going to make that offset distance 1. Would it be fair to make it 1? Yes, 1.5 or 1.2. So I'm going to make it 1.2 millimeters and hit enter. Enter again to go off the command. Now you see it's still like a solid, but if I do something now, you will notice that it is not a solid. Let me do it to use let me use section plane and select the surface, this, and I'm going to move it right. I'm going to move this face inside so you see how it looks actually inside, from the inside. I'm going to move it like so. Yeah. So you're going to see how it looks from the inside. Okay, so you see it has, let me hide this. Um, if I turn it off, you see the full body, and you see, okay, this is where we're cutting the section from. And now we're going to do this, put it live. So you see, it has a thickness. This is like a wall. See the thickness there, and it has a space, an empty space inside. So this empty space can fit whatever device you want to fit in. So that is what I meant by shelling. So, okay, let's just end this. So we have a shell done. Do you understand what I just did? I just used the shell command and the fillet command. Do you understand this? Hello, Cheesy. Hello, Fafire John. Do you understand this? Okay. 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 Yes, I will. Let's just select this object and delete it. Let's see. That is gone. So now, for the shelling, I'm going to create a box. Let's create a random box that looks like a matchbox. Yeah. Now your matchbox has a space for the other part of the other part that has the drawer part. Yeah. The part that has the match sticks on it. So that's what we're going to create now. We're going to create just the outer part of the matchbox. And now this is like a matchbox, yeah. So I want to create the outer part. Now we need to shell it to create that space. Now select the shell command. We select the object we want to shell, in this case, this one. Now I talked about removing faces. So I'm going to remove face for this one. I'm going to select this face, and I'm going to select this face to remove. Yeah. So I'm going to remove those two faces, and I hit enter on my keyboard. Now I'm going to select the thickness of the shell. For that one, the shell thickness should be 0.3, right? 0.5 will go, and I hit enter. So I go to exit, and I exit again. You see, it created a shell. And do you understand now? Do you understand now? Okay. Okay, so you've seen how to create a shell and remove the faces. And you've also seen how to create a shell and leave the faces while the shell is there. So now we know that this is a solid, but it has a space in between that can fit in the device. Yeah. Well, this is also a solid, but it's been shelled, and then we remove two faces that faces each other like so. So I'm going to delete some, especially this one. Let me not delete it. I don't know the dimensions for this. I've forgotten the dimensions. I did not even create it according to the dimension, to a given dimension. I just did it randomly. So I wanted to create the other part of the matchbox. For now, I don't know how to go further. Not that I don't know how to go further. I don't. I'll have to create it again. Let me just recreate it. So I'm going to create a box. It's random, so don't worry. I don't need to know. I need to know. Let me just make it. Here. 60 by 90. Okay, and the height should be something like 7 millimeters. Yeah, this box is too small though. I'll press pull it by 3 millimeters or 5. Make it so, yeah. I'll press pull this part inside also by 10. Okay, so I'll have to copy it. I mean, copy. I'll do a 3D copy. I want to copy this, select it, enter. So I'll copy like so. Now I'll create a shelling here. I'll shell it, go to solid. I want to shell it by, so I'll remove this face and also remove this other face. And I'll shell it by 0.5, enter. So now I haven't shelled that by 0.5. See what I'll do next. I want to create the inside base. So now creating the inside base, I'm going to use this part. But before I do the creation of the inside base, I need to reduce all sides by 0.5. So when I create it, it can fit in. So I'm just going to be using my press spool. I'll select here and go inside by 0.5. Was it 0.5? Yeah. And I'll do this also by 0.5. 0.5, enter. All sides by 0.5. Yeah. All faces rather, not sides. 0.5. All faces by 0.5. This one, 0.5. From the top to bottom, 0.5. Now from bottom to top also. Where is it? This one. 0.5. Okay, now. Having done that, I need to create a space. Yes, the space that will hold the matchsticks. So now I'm going to use the shell command. I can do this another way. I can just offset. Yes, I think I will do it the other way because we already know how to do the shelling. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to extract edge. I talked about extracting edges yesterday. So I'm going to extract these edges. Enter. So I've extracted these edges, this, and this. So now I can join them. I can join this one, the line, join it to this line, join it to this line, join it to this line, and tap J on my keyboard to join. Having joined that, I can offset it now. Go home, select this offset tool. I'll make it 0.5. You remember the thickness of this is 0.5. The thickness of this shell is 0.5, so I'm going to make it 0.5. And then I select the object to offset. This time I want to offset that line. I can't find it. Oh my God. How do I do this? I'm coming. Polyline, yeah. Offset polyline. 0.5. So offset it inside. So now we have it like so. You can see it there, right? You can see it there, right? If you can see that, if you can see the offsetted polyline, please type in using the chat box. And please follow me closely because it's very important to understand these processes. Okay, see. Okay, now having offsetted that, I need to do something to make that new object. Yes, this new polyline. I need to make it part of this 3D mass. I need to make that 2D polyline part of the 3D mass. Before I do that, let me delete all other 2D lines. So I'm just going to remove this one and remove the mass and then delete. So I've deleted all other 2D lines. I'm only having this one here. That's like an outline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to imprint it. What the imprint does is that it makes a 2D part of a 3D solid. So if I want to join a 2D to a 3D, what I'm going to use is the imprint tool. So in this case, I'm going to be using the imprint tool. I am just going to this and I'll drop it down. And you see something like imprint just after extract edges. I'll select imprint and then I'll select the 3D I want to imprint on. After selecting the 2D I want to imprint on, I'll select the object to imprint. In this case, this 2D object. And select the 2D polyline. Yeah, 2D polyline. So now, it's asking if I want to delete the source object. In this case, I'll say yes, because I want to delete the source object. So I've imprinted that. So now the next thing to do is to actually use, select an object to imprint. I don't want to imprint it, but just press enter. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, I have it. Now the next thing to do now is to actually press pull this object downwards. Yes, you press pull it downwards. Now who remembers the thickness? The thickness was 0.5 and the height of this box was how many? Let me see, I'll use a line to check that. I'll snap to this point and then drag upwards to this point. We have about okay, yes, we have about 11.5. So if I take it down by 11, I think it would be nice. So let's do that. I'm going to use the press pull command. In this case, use the press pull command. I'll select this face. Let me orbit so you see it clearly what I'm doing. I'll select this face and then press pull inside by 11. Let's see if that works. Oh, okay, 11 takes it out completely. So I'm going to undo that. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to use the press pull command again. Select this face downwards by 10.5. Okay, so you see, after doing that, we have a shape that looks like this. So we have the matchbox inside part and we have the outside part of it. Okay, Fafure John, you don't understand the imprint, but you understand this whole process apart from the imprint, yeah? Do you understand the whole process apart from the imprint? Okay, now let me explain an imprint. If you want to, let me use this as my example. This is a 3D solid mass, but you want to add a 2D to this 3D solid mass. There's a way to do that. There's a way to do that. If you want to add a 2D line, polyline, any 2D object or any 2D material to this 3D solid mass, you can use the imprint. Yes. Let's say in this case, I am creating a circle. I'm creating a circle in this face, like so. There's an error there. I'm going to change this. No, not that. Yes, right now. I need the face option. Yes, this. Okay, so I want to work on this face, so I'm just going to select this face. Accept. So now I want to create a circle on this face. So I just select anywhere on the face and then draw. As an error. Just create it from here. And drop it somewhere. I don't want it to be outside of this box and it's going out. That's what I don't want. So I'm going to select it, circle, and bring it down a little, like so. So I'm going to make it 5. So it will be like so. Now, if you notice, you will see that we have 2 entities. Let me turn off this UCS icon. I don't like it showing up everywhere. Yes. So now, if you notice, we have this, a different geometry, which is a circle. And then we have the 3D solid, which is this one, the big box there. Are you with me? Fillet region. We have 2 objects here. Yeah, a 2D circle and a 3D solid, right? Fillet region. Okay. Now, this is a solid. Sorry, this is a 2D circle. This is a 2D circle. Now we want to make this 2D circle to be part of this 3D mass or this 3D solid. The easiest way to do that is to use the imprint command. Yes, so you can make this to be part of, it's like drawing a tattoo in a skin or something, or actually printing on something. Yes, so we want to make this 2D circle a part of this 3D mass. How do we do that? We use the imprint command, which is right here. So we select this imprint, select the 3D mass, and then select the 2D object, like so. And then we have it. Now it's asking you if you want to delete. Yes, actually, yes. I'm coming. Okay, that's just do Control W on your keyboard. It's called selection circling. Yes. Now just focus. This it's asking you if you want to delete source objects. Now you have to select yes or no. In this case, I will do no because I don't want to delete it this time. So I still have the source object there. Now let me do that Control W. See it here. Selection circling. I just turned it off. So if I try to highlight, I'll be selecting random things and all that. You get, but if your selection circling is on, that is Control W. You have to turn it on with your Control W. If you hover around any object that has multiple objects on top of each other in AutoCAD, it will actually indicate that, okay, you have more than one object here. Understood, Cheesy? Okay, now let's continue. Fillet region, do you understand what I just said about the imprint? Fillet region, okay, that's nice. So having said that, you understand that we have an imprint here. So if I move this, if I move it this way, like so, you see that I did not delete this source. I don't delete this source. The source is still there. But if you go to this face, you see an imprint there. You see an imprint there like so. Now with this imprint, I can actually extrude face. I can come here and do extrude face and select that imprint and then hit enter and then extrude that face. Specify height of extrusion. I can say let it be up to, should it be 22? No, maybe up to 23, yeah. What am I typing? 22. Oh, it has a taper face. I don't want it to be tapered. Let me see if I can change this. No, I made it visible for now, so I'm just going to extrude face, select the face I want to extrude, hit enter, height of extrusion 22, taper angle 0. So we have it like so. Do you understand? I believe this answered your recent question about the circle being moved. Okay, okay. Okay, so what's next on that list? Let's see what we can do. We've talked about all these, we've talked about press rule, revoke and all that. We've talked about slice, imprint, interference. Okay. Now, working with 3D objects, you may have solid objects overlapping each other. And there are times you may want to actually check which of them is actually interfering with the next, which solid mass is actually interfering with the next solid mass. So in this case, let me do something. I am going to, which shape should I create now? Let me just do something basic. I'm trying to come up with ideas to create. Okay, because I set my face. Okay, let me show you what I did before now. So see this thing here. So I will have a special class for this one. But what just happened now was because I set my face to, just like when you're working with your isometric, when you're doing your isometric drawings, if you change your ISO plane, that's what is happening now. So my ISO plane was changed to left. So if I'm working right now, it will be the left. You understand? But that's what happened here because I changed the face. I made it a face option. So this time I'm just going to make it view and to come back to where I was. And I'll change this to my southwest isometric. So let's see if I create anything where it goes. This also, I need to edit this and change it to southwest isometric or change it to top. Okay, so we have the top like so. And now let me try to create a box and see if it's been rectified. Of course, it's been rectified. Do you understand that? I don't even expect you to understand that one because I just said it like casually. But do you understand it, what I just did? Does anybody on this call understand that? No, okay. Now, with this your coordinate systems, you can actually set SE. I don't understand your SE, please. Can you? Southeast. Okay, you're talking about southeast. Let me explain again. While working on this object, trying to explain what the imprint is all about, I wanted to work on this face. If you noticed, I wanted to work on this face, and while I was trying to draw my circle, it was actually taking me to the XY plane, but I wanted to work on this particular face. So for me to do that, I actually came here and changed this setting right here. I came here to change this setting the view settings, the UCS, the UCS alignment, I changed it to the face option, where I can align my UCS to a face. That was why it's aligned to this face. So with this option, I can align my UCS to this face if I want to work on this face. For instance, let's say I want to fix a USB port somewhere. Let's say I want to fix a USB port somewhere around here. I can just select this face and accept. Chizzy, can you see my screen? Wow, Fafure John, please, you may want to check your network because my screen is clear. You may want to check your network, please. What's about it? Okay, so you accept the face. You have to accept the face. Now, if I accept this face, it means that anything I want to draw now, I will be drawing on this plane, on this face, like so. So let's say I want to create a Type-C USB port. So I just come here, select my rectangle tool, and I just randomly create it without having anything. I don't want it to be at the middle. Let me do something. Nearest points. I don't want it that way. Let me see. Okay, nearest. I'll activate the nearest for 3D snap. So I can snap to the nearest points, like any nearest 3D face, like this one. So I can take it from here and then draw up to these points. I don't really know what, let me see. My Type-C should be about, this is about 5 millimeters, yeah? Yes, I can make it 5 millimeters. I make that 5 by 2 millimeters. No, 5 by 3. Is this 5? What is not 5? This is like 6. 5 by 2. Or make 6 by 2. Okay? Or 6 by 1.6. Okay, yeah, that is it. And I hit enter. It looks like it. Yeah? So we have that. Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me, please? Okay, you're all with me. So now, I haven't done this. I can now come here and add a fillet to this particular shape, just like so. Selecting the fillet, make it polyline. Input the radius to be 0.5. Enter. And I'll select this polyline, like so. So we have a Type-C port there. Now, I want to slice this thing inside. Yeah? I want to slice it inside to have an opening here. To do that, I'll need my press pull command, not the extrude. Please pay attention. I will need the press pull command. And before I do that, before I do this, I will need something like the imprint to imprint this 2D shape to this 3D solid. Do you understand, right? So I'm going to imprint it like so. Select this, select the 3D mass, and then select the 2D shape. When it has 2D shape, yeah? When it asks me if I want to delete source object, I say yes, because I want to delete the source object, like so. So I have it like so. Now, all I need to do is enter to go out of that command. Now we have this with a space there. I'll come to my press pull, select it, and then I select the face I want to press pull. And then I come out like this and type -0.5. So it will go to the other direction. Hope you understand the logic. Instead of me to drag it inside and do 0.5, I just do minus 0.5, dragging it to this other direction. And it goes like so. Wow, so we have that. And we have it, but I'm not sure it went all through. I'm not sure it went all through. So to check if it went all through, we need to do something else. And let me enter it. We need to do something else to check if it went all through inside. And that will be, we'll go over to the view and change it to X-ray. X-ray will tell us if it went all through. As we can see, it did not go all through inside. So we need now to know the thickness of this form here was not 0.5. It was something more, I think 0.7. So we're going to undo that and go back again. I've forgotten the thickness that we did here. So we're going to make it up to that thickness. Or we can just use the press pull tool to continue until we get to the edge. Just using the press pull tool, selecting that face. Okay. And press pulling it until we get to this point, like so. Is that the point? Yes. That is the point. And enter. Okay, now you can see that it's all through, right? Let me go back to realistic or shaded. Okay, now you can see it's all through and you can see the space inside is hollow, right? Can you see that? If you can see it, please use the chat box. Use the chat box. Okay. Region, are you with me? Okay. So yes, we've been a little bit productive today. We've done some things like using some tools to achieve some basic shapes. Yes, we've used the fillet. We've not used the chamfer. Of course, you should know what the chamfer is right now. Let's go over to the chamfer. Let's assume I want to create a sharp cut somewhere. I'm not going to spoil my modem. I'll be my MiFi. But in this case, I am just going to be creating a chamfer to this particular. We all know what a chamfer is now. A fillet creates a very nice curve according to the radius. Meanwhile, the chamfer tool there will do a sharp cut, slanty sharp cut. Now I want to create a chamfer here to this edge. I just select the edge I want to chamfer. And then do the distance, chamfer distance. You remember distance 1. For the distance 1, I'll have to specify distance. Let me say this one I'll put 3. Enter. Distance 2, I'll put 2. Enter. You remember, right? If I'm okay with it, I just tap enter and enter again. And we have a chamfer like so. Do you understand this? Okay, so and the next one there is we talked about taper faces last time. Extrude faces, talk about extrude faces, talk about offset faces. So I'm not just going to talk about those ones. Talk about shell. That one is check, separate. We talk about separate. We talk about check. Talk about clean. Okay, clean now removes all redundant edges and vertices. Let's see. It's just basically to do homekeeping, housekeeping. Like I used to talk when I was talking about 2D. 2D. Yes, we have a lot of vertices that are not supposed to be there. The clean will just take it off. Let me do an example and see if it actually works that way. So let's go over to this. Select the clean. Let me say enter. It's not working down. I don't know why, but I think we'll just leave that for now. Do this. Delete. Do this. And delete also. Don't need those ones. Which other next? So let me see. So this is solid. So I have this. We've done this. We've done sweep. We've done left. We've done. Basically, we've covered all this. Covered all this session. So we can call it a day for today. Can we call it a day for today? At Cheesy, at Fafure John, can we call it a day for today? Okay, so I'll give you personal assignments. This is not related to the general CodeCamp assignment. No. It's just a task between me and you and I, as per the way we don't be. Okay, so what will happen is that you will just Cheesy does not know how to laugh actually. He's a very serious person. So you will look around you. Cheesy, did you hear me? I said you're a very serious person. You don't laugh. Oh, wow, wow, wow. And do you accept that? Okay, I wanted to end this live stream, but I think the live stream will continue anyway. So anybody watching or viewing from YouTube gets to repair this task. What you need to do now, you've learned basically almost all the basic solid editing tools and how to manipulate your forms or shapes to actually achieve what you want. So what you need to do now is go around your house or environment. You've already understood how to use AutoCAD 2D. All you need to do now is just look around you, create things, send them to me. Yes, send them to my Slack channel. Create things, just create anything you see around you, try to create it. If you have any challenge, stop where you stop, screenshot it, take a screenshot or send me the particular file and say, okay, I tried doing this and I had this challenge and let's see how we can work it out together. So that will be your assignment for this weekend. That's my own personal task to you. So go around you, check things and try to recreate them. From next week, I said I am not sure I'll be going into surface editing. I'm not sure I'll be going into surface editing, but I'll see what I can do because some of them are really important, especially this surface fillet. There's one that actually joins two fillets together. The blend, the blend, surface blend, and all that. There are some that are very important. We'll talk about them next week before I introduce you to SketchUp. And another assignment, you can tell your friends, make sure you have SketchUp installed on your system by our next class. So it will be like a 1-hour class for AutoCAD, and the other 1 hour should be for SketchUp. We'll get into SketchUp. SketchUp will be a very fast-paced class, and trust me, you will enjoy SketchUp. Okay, thank you very much for attending today's session. If you gain value, please use the chat box, type value. I really appreciate you for staying, and see you in our next class. Cheesy, Alfred, John. I appreciate both of you. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Cheesy. Sorry, Alfred, John, you're welcome. I don't know why I like Cheesy so much. The name just fits in.